Here, pilgrims come to commemorate the scourging at the pillar and Christ's condemnation to death. Here, the Antonia Fortress once stood, and Christ would have left through here towards Golgotha with a cross on his shoulders. When walking the way of the cross, our Lord would have walked streets which no longer exist because of the multiple times this city has been destroyed. Jesus crossed the second wall at the judicial gate and left town. There, he would have found himself in front of Golgotha. Today, the walls of Solomon surround the old city, instead of the walls that were there back then. Just as back then, there would still have been many businesses around, a lot of commerce happening while our Lord was carrying the cross. And there have been a lot of people passing by, of course, for whom the passion would have been of zero interest. One of them was Simon of Cyrene, and he definitely was not counting having to help our Lord that day, but God was counting on him. And as St. Maria says in The Way of the Cross, God doesn't let himself be outdone in generosity. And as we know from St. Paul, his sons were some of the first Christians in those times. Here, you have the chapel that commemorates where our Lord was nailed to the cross. So every Friday, the custody of the Holy Land arranges for pilgrims to come and pray the Way of the Cross here to pray the 11th station. Calvary was on a rocky outcrop that wasn't a mountain or a hill. The stone was such bad quality that no one used it. In a way, it was a fulfillment of the prophecy that the stone that the builders rejected shall become the cornerstone, because on that stone, the cross rested. These crowded stairs lead to Calvary. You can go up to them and see the two chapels, one which commemorates where the cross was erected, and the other one where our Lord was nailed to the cross. Here, you can touch the stone upon which the cross was raised, where Christ gave his life for us. A very ancient tradition, present in the Liturgy of the Hours, says that beneath Calvary, Adam would have been buried, and that when our Lord died, he would have found waiting for him all those to enter into heaven, the first of all, Adam. Today, there's a chapel dedicated to Adam beneath the chapels of Calvary above us. There's a Jewish tradition that when one of the children dies in a family, the father tears his garments. And at that time, from Golgotha, in a straight line looking east, the temple would have been perfectly visible, which is where the Holy of Holies, the presence of the Father, was, behind a veil. And when Christ died, the veil of the temple was torn.